What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another episode of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about, we have GTA 6 will make $7 billion in 2 months. It's predicted. So we'll talk about that article from Insider Gaming. We have another from Insider Gaming of 200 King staff laid off at Xbox will be replaced by AI internal memo reveals. So we'll talk about that. And then I have a script that I wrote about constructive criticism or just criticism and how it's getting blurred between people that are criticizing things are the haters, and then people come like the defense force, like the white blood cells come and try to protect against people giving constructive criticism. But I'm going to tell you why constructive criticism is actually the good thing, not the bad thing. If you guys like what we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Appreciate you very much. What's going on, Ward? What's going on, Eclipse? Water Bear, Jones, Aku, good morning, Roic. Let's see. Ghost Fixer, what's going on? Wonder Rose, good morning. Sarge, Crowded House. But will it beat Minecraft? Probably not. I mean, based on what this is, I mean, Minecraft's been out for what? 12 years? 15 years? No, wait, is it 15? Came out 2009? Yeah, like 15 years because it came out like 2009. I would say by the time Grand Theft Auto 6 is out 15 years, yeah, I think it'll beat Minecraft. But I guess we'll have to wait, and I probably won't be streaming then. So you'll just have to pin that on your board and go, hey, there was this guy that I saw many years ago. He said that Grand Theft Auto would beat Minecraft. But we'll see. You also got to remember Minecraft is not as much as Grand Theft Auto. So, I mean, I paid $4 for Minecraft when it first came out. All right, so let's get to the first story, which is Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 5 hasn't beat Minecraft? Yeah, but House, you understand that if GTA comes out at $80 and Grand Theft Auto is the highest piece of entertainment there is, like money-wise, it has beaten it, but copies sold it has not, right? Because GTA 5, money-wise, is the largest piece of entertainment ever. Ever. That doesn't belong to Minecraft. Minecraft makes billions of dollars. No one's saying it doesn't. But Grand Theft Auto is the biggest piece of entertainment ever. From movies, video games, books, not copies. Copies matter. To who? So let me get this straight. You're telling me, God, this is going to sound really stupid. You're telling me a company, a corporations, okay, would rather make $8 billion because of copies sold and not $8 billion of just making $8 billion from doing nothing. Let me repeat that. They would like to make $8 billion from copies sold and not $8 billion from doing nothing. Oh, I think you're right. I don't know what I was thinking. Corporations love doing stuff to make money. Or do they love doing nothing and making money? I'm going to go with my option of option 2 of making less things and making more money. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Microsoft, who makes absolutely nothing, okay, and makes trillions and trillions of dollars, maybe they're sad. The price of the games was the same. Minecraft was $4 when I bought it. $4. When Notch was working by himself and didn't have a company, I paid $4. Grand Theft Auto was never $4. Eclipse says, yeah, this is why mobile games are so big, and this is why DC game comes out, and now it's a mobile game. Right. What are we arguing? We're arguing that that Crowded House is saying that Minecraft is better because it sold more copies in a world of business that's trying to make money. I'm not trying to argue anything. I'm trying to tell him that Grand Theft Auto has already surpassed Minecraft as the not only Minecraft, but everything on planet Earth. It's the biggest piece of entertainment. What's going on, Kylo? Exactly. Why make a billion copies when you can make a fraction of that and make the same amount of money? Exactly, Roic. Here, let's look it up, shall we? Let's look it up. Okay, so Grand Theft Auto has, on average, sold 20 million copies for the last 12 years. Okay, so Grand Theft Auto has sold 215 million copies worldwide as of May of 2025. Okay. And Minecraft has sold 300 million copies worldwide, making the best-selling video game of all time. Best-selling video game of all time. But Grand Theft Auto is the biggest piece of entertainment ever sold. Across the whole spectrum. They've made more money in the entertainment space than anybody else. Okay? Grand Theft Auto has sold 250 million copies worldwide as of May of 2025. Okay? This makes it one of the best-selling video games of all time, trailing only Minecraft. The game continues success, attributes to the multi-platform release and the popularity, but Grand Theft Auto has made more money than Minecraft because their microtransactions are higher. Okay, it's been out for 12 years. That one's been out for 15. So it's 3 years behind, and it's selling 20 million copies a year. Now, obviously, it's going to stop selling that when the next Grand Theft Auto comes out. Okay, and the microtransactions are still kicking in billions and billions of dollars. Hence why you haven't had a Grand Theft Auto 6 in this many years. So does Minecraft. Minecraft has micros, but they're not as expensive as Grand Theft Auto. And it has monthly subscriptions, and that a lot of people have. Yeah, they both do. They both do. See, I don't understand what House's argument is, right? Because all I said was that Grand Theft Auto will be the biggest, and it is. It's the biggest piece of entertainment. From movies, books, music, video games. Minecraft has the most sales in video games. It's also cheaper. It's not the same price as Grand Theft Auto. Again, I paid $4. That $4 counts as a copy sold. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back to GTA 6 will make $7 billion in 2 months. It's predicted. $7 billion. That would take Microsoft or Xbox Game Pass, since they make about 450. We'll just say, let's just round it up to 500 million. Okay? That would take them 14 months to make the exact same amount of money as GTA will make. Again, this is a prediction. We don't know if it's actually, it could make more, it could make less. Okay? It would take them 14 months to make what they make in just 2. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay? So if you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. We just cover news stories, have conversations. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. GTA 6 will make $7 billion in 2 months, it's predicted. It's no big secret that Grand Theft Auto 6 will likely be the biggest game launch in history. It's also set to shatter records worldwide and will easily shift millions upon millions of copies within minutes of hitting the shelves. One venture capital firm driven by investment in gaming has taken the analytic stance, making a bunch of predictions, including the ambitious suggestion that GTA 6 will generate $7.6 billion in revenue in just 60 days of launch. The greatest video game release on LinkedIn. Josh Chapman posts a series of predictions based on internal chats at the firm. For those not to the know, Convoy is a firm focused on investing in platforms and technologies at the frontier of gaming. The internal analytics of GTA 6, future yield to deserve a platter of predictions, some more obvious than others. For instance, the team suggests that GTA 6 will be the greatest video game release of all time. I've said that, 5 years ago? I said it'll be the biggest day pre-orders, biggest day one, biggest week one, biggest month one, probably year one as well. Now, will it make the all-time? We have to wait and see. Okay. We'll accommodate 200-player lobbies, and we'll also host a thriving UGC component on the platform. One of the most ambitious predictions was centered around GTA 6 re-envisioned revenue. GTA 6 will predict that GTA 6 will generate $7.6 billion in revenue in the first 60 days of its launch. Current release date, May 26 of 2026. This will be the greatest video game release of all time, shattering players' viewership and revenue records. They estimate that in just 2 months window, GTA 6 will ship 85 million copies at $80 per game. The team, the Convoy, also factored that GTA Plus subscriptions, which they estimate will skyrocket when GTA 6 is released. So this is their predictions here. From game sales, new copies sold in millions, total copies sold to date in millions, and price game in USDA. Pre-orders, they think they're going to sell about 10 million units, which is 2 million more than Cyberpunk 2077, which was the biggest to this day, right? They had 8 million copies pre-order. They predict that 10 million will be pre-order. Again, it's a prediction. It's not facts yet. Day one, after the pre-orders, okay, it's going to sell an additional 15 million units. Okay. Now, Cyberpunk sold an additional 5 million after it was told it was broke, buggy, and unfinished. Just remember that. Okay. There was 8 million people bought it pre-order. 5 more million people bought it after they found out it was broke. And that was 12 million people. Right, I'm sorry. It was 13 million people that bought it total with that. Then they say day 3 will be 10. Day 7, they'll sell about 5 million more. Day 30, it will have 20 million. So there you go. You have 800 million, 1,200 million, another 800 million, 400 million, 1.6. That would be billion, wouldn't it? Okay. So a grand total of 6.8. It says million, but that doesn't make sense because if it's millions and this is 800 million, this is 12. Oh, I see. It's per day. Got it. It's per day. Okay. It says the subscription price will be $8.99. GTA revenue from IAP. It's a 40% with 20. So a grand total. Okay, a grand total in just 60 days is $7.6 billion. That's insane. So as of 2025, Grand Theft Auto has sold 215 million copies, and it just took 3 days for the game to secure $1 billion in sales within a single day. 11 million copies were sold. GTA is arguably has more hype behind the game than GTA 5 did, given how the trailers for the game have broken viewership records twice. There's a bigger hunger for the audience, and the technology leaps them, even more monumental than Rockstar is playing to marketing the game perfectly. Do you think GTA 6 could secure almost $8 billion in just 60 days? You know, it sounds crazy, right? But if you had to say a game could do it, I would say this is plausible, right? I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but if you told me, like, Mind's Eye is going to do it, I'd be like, no shot, right? If you told me Call of Duty was going to do it, I'd be like, no shot, right? But when you say Grand Theft Auto, this game is a one in a, a decade, maybe once in a gamer lifetime type of thing. What I mean, like a 25-year, maybe like two decade, 2.5 decades to come along. Like, this is a game that potentially could do that. 7 billion in 60 days. And that's insane. It's insane. Obviously, they're going to make all their money back day one, right? If it costs $1 billion or $2 billion, they'll make that money back in pre-orders in day one. So that's insane. I personally think it's plausible that it's going to do it. Obviously, we'll find out by this time next year if it did it, because it'll be article after article. I do believe, I've said this before we even saw one freaking frame of Grand Theft Auto. I said it will be the biggest pre-order, the biggest day one, the biggest week one, the biggest month one. So this just kind of gives me confirmation if a firm that does this for a living says this is going to happen. Again, we don't know if it's going to be 7 billion. Even if it was 1 billion, 2 billion, okay? That's still outrageous. Okay? They're saying 7 billion, and that's just astronomical. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think? Do you think Grand Theft Auto 6 will make $7 billion in 2 months? Do you think it will sell what they were saying here, where it says 10 million pre-orders, which is 2 million more than Cyberpunk 2077? And do you think it'll make 15 million on day one for a grand total of 25 million units? Okay, 25 million units in one day. Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of the other videos. Thanks for watching. Kyle says this week of GTA 6 gamer dudes are about to make world stop for a week. Everyone is about to stay home. Yeah, I think a lot of people would be like, man, I wish COVID was around. So they could all work from home instead of taking vacation time. Water says 7 billion in 2 months is wild. I think 1 billion in 2 months is wild, let alone 7 billion. Right? I mean, think about this. Call of Duty sells 30 million copies in a year. In a year. Hogwarts Legacy sold 35 million units in the entire year. This is going to sell 35 million units by their projections in 3 days. In 3 days. Of course, at $80, $100 per copy, it won't take long for it to take very long. I'm sure it will also microtransaction as well on top of that. Oh, of course. Not only are they going to have a subscription model thing, but they're also going to have the shark cards and whatnot in Grand Theft Auto and whatever else they're going to charge for the role playing and whatever else they're going to put in there. Eclipse says, yeah, seeing the news stories like this makes me sad because you know what's a big companies are going to see and why we could do this. 100%. They're like, we'll see. But at least they're putting the effort in. It's not like Rockstar worked on this for 10 months and like threw it out. They've been working on it for years and years and years. Water Bear says, so selling like hotcakes. Yes, it will be selling like hotcakes. House says, well, I hope the people buy it that enjoy it. It's not for me anymore. So was your whole argument because you don't like it? Is that why you're like defending Minecraft instead of just looking at the facts of that it sells a shit ton of copies? What's going on, Big Mo? Robert Jones says, all I know is Take-Two's stock only go up. That's right. Buy now. Buy now. Buy lower because when Grand Theft Auto comes out, it's definitely going to go higher. But hotcakes don't really sell like hotcakes anymore. I don't really know where the expression came from, you know, Mo? Like, I mean, I know I have that story about, you know, when I worked at the Apple store and I said the iPads are selling like hotcakes or iPods are selling like hotcakes, but I don't really know, like, did hotcakes actually sell ever like that? I mean, we would have to actually move it, right? We would have to say it's selling like Cyberpunk. No, I know what hotcakes are, Water Bear. I'm just saying, I don't know why. Like, I guess pancakes are so popular. They were selling out of them. You know what? I like learning something. Let's see. The expression selling like hotcakes refers to something being sold very quickly in large quantities. The phrase likely originated from the historical popularity of pancakes or hotcakes at the events like fairs and church socials. They also were made for sold rapidly and often selling out quickly. Well, there you go. Selling like hotcakes. Pancakes are still a big thing, Mo. I don't know if you know this. Pancakes still sell. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so global pancake market. First of all, let's do this. Oh, where I landed, I do not know. Should I fall down a rabbit hole? Okay, so let's look at this, right? Here's an overview of pancake sales per year considering both broader pancake market and pancake mix market. The global pancake market has valued at approximately $1 billion in 2024 and is projected to reach $1.44 billion by 2033, growing a compound annual growth about 4%, which is actually pretty fucking good, especially for pancakes. Okay, the global pancake mix market is valued at $546 half $1 billion in 2023 and is expected to reach $712 million by 2028. Okay. Another estimate values that the market is $6.36 billion in 2024, projected to grow to $9 billion by 2034. So let me tell you something. That's not bad for fucking cents on pancakes. Right? Mo's over here. Pancakes aren't selling like they used to. Yeah, let me tell you something. If I had a pancake business, I wouldn't be complaining. Yeah, for pancakes, that's damn good. Yeah, you think so? Considering pancakes don't cost $10 a piece, right? The margin on pancakes is, and I'm saying it doesn't cost them to sell pancakes, right? They're selling pancakes that cost them pennies on the dollar, right? Pennies to the cents, or cents to the penny. They should sell GTA pancakes. Why not? Why not? So I guess we can still say selling like hotcakes. There you go. $1 billion in pancakes. And that's already made pancakes. That's not even including, right? The $1 billion is just the already made pancakes. The pancake mix market is an additional $500 million, almost $1 billion. I would take chicken and waffles over pancakes any day. I mean, technically a waffle is a pancake. It's just shaped differently because they put it in a different device. So a waffle is a pancake. It's an aerated pancake. Clip says, I mean, pancakes out of the batter is so cheap. My wife made some fantastic pancakes when we were on vacation. Like, I'm talking like the greatest pancakes I've ever had. I don't know what the hell she did, what kind of recipe she did. I was eating like a stack of 10. Hilly says, I bought the Xbox toaster so I could have Xbox pancakes, and they are better. There you go. Xbox pancakes are better. Yeah, what's going on, Hilly? What's going on, PS5? Waterbear says the rabbit hole goes deep. I mean, we just like to educate people, right? Someone's going to say that pancakes are not selling well. We like to show them that they're wrong. A waffle is a flatbread. Is that what it's considered? Hold on. Let's ask the deep questions here. Let's ask the deep questions. Here you go. I was mistaken. I'm mistaken. Okay. No, waffles and pancakes are not the same thing. Though they share some similarities, the ingredients and cooking method, while both are made from a batter of flour, milk, eggs, okay, waffles typically have more fat and sugar in the batter, resulting in a crisper, more caramelized exterior when cooked in a waffle iron. Pancakes, on the other hand, are typically cooked on flat grilled and panned, resulting in a softer, more pliable texture. But if I take a pancake batter and throw it into a waffle mix, would that be a pancake waffle? These are the questions that people ask, right? These are the questions we want to know. Robert Jones says it would be a waffle, but would it? Because the batters are completely different. If you're making pancake batter, but I throw it into a waffle maker, is that now a waffle? And if I take waffle batter and put it into a pan, is that now a pancake? So technically they would be the same, except for the device that you're putting it in, right? I mean, it says here that the batters are pretty much similar, but the caramelized exterior, it would be a light waffle. So what are waffle fries? Man, we're really going down the rabbit hole, huh? No, a waffle is not a type of French fry. That's not what I was asking. That's not what I was asking. Waffle fries, also known as waffle cut fries, are a unique type of French fries featuring crisscross. That's not what we're talking about. Doesn't understand. Doesn't understand. Crowd says, have you ever had a real Belgian waffle with sugar lumps in the batter? Oh my God. I mean, I literally did. I went to Europe and had Belgian waffles. Yeah, I had real ones. From an actual Belgian. Is that considered Belgian waffles if a Belgian makes it for you? Roic says pancake batter wouldn't cook right. It would get crispy. It would also more than likely burn before it did. That's not the question, though, Roic. If I take pancake batter and put it in the waffle, is that considered a waffle now? Is that considered a pancake? Obviously, it wouldn't cook or stick. It would burn. But is that considered a pancake still? So, yeah, waffle is just the shape of it. Yeah, I thought it was just the device. Like, right? I don't know. I love a good chicken and waffles. If you guys ever go to, I don't even know if it's still open. It's a place in LA. Every time I went out to LA to work, there's a place called Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Okay. This place is like a small little dump hole in the place. Like, at least when I went, and this is years ago, like maybe 20 years ago. Okay. It's in LA. It's called Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. It holds, I don't know, maybe 10 people inside. There's a line out the freaking door. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's still great, but when I was there, it was fantastic. Let me see. Oh, no, they franchised it. No, when I went to this place, it was one place. Yeah, it was this place right here. It was one little hole in the wall place. Okay. It was this place right here. It's super tiny. It was literally just this section over here. Maybe they've expanded and become much bigger than what it was. But this place was constantly packed. A line around the door. People would wait in the hot sun just to get in there to have it. And it was one of the best chicken and waffles I've ever had. One of the best chicken and waffles I've ever had in my entire life. If you like chicken and waffles. All right. Then there's another place I want to say it's in Georgia. It's called Mrs. Welk's Fried Chicken. Mrs. Welk's she's not alive anymore, but it's called Mrs. Welk's Fried Chicken. It's group based. You know what I mean? Like it's well, I should say family style is what it is. Okay, so you go in, you sit at a table with like 12 to 15 other people. Okay, and it is phenomenal. They just put a bunch of sides on the table, and then they just bring out fried chicken that they make, right? And the way you do stuff there is that you bust your own tables and stuff. Like it's literally Mrs. Welk's house, and they cook it, and they just have like these giant tables. There's like 6 tables of 12, and they only open for like, I think it's like 4 hours. That's it. Let me see. I think it's Mrs. Welks. Mrs. Welks. I think it's called Mrs. Welks. Yeah, Mrs. Welks. Yeah. So here it is. So we went there, right? And this is what it is. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 people per table. There's like 6 tables inside this place. Okay, there's like 6 tables inside this place. Sorry to flashbang you. It is phenomenal. So if you're ever in the area, it's called Mrs. Welks Dining Room. It's in Savannah, Georgia. Check it out. There you go. We've gone down the rabbit hole this morning. We went from GTA 6 to selling like hotcakes to talking about pancakes and waffles to talking about fried chicken. And now I've given you 2 recommendations in 2 different locations, not even close to me. That's what you get. That's what you get in the morning streams. Come for video game talk. Get bonus fried chicken recommendations. This place is next level. I've had a lot of fried chicken, Water. I've had a lot of fried chicken. Mrs. Welks, boy, it is fantastic. Look at that fried chicken. Look at this fried chicken. Look how yummy this looks. Look at that. That is perfect. Lightly battered, juicy on the inside. Man, I'm fucking hungry. Thanks, Mo. Thanks, Mo, for talking about pancakes and bringing us down the rabbit hole. Yeah, Robert Jones says, does their chicken take the cake, the hot cakes? No, their chicken sells like fried chicken. Braun says, is there a vegan menu? You could just eat the sides. There's a lot of sides. Like, a lot of sides. So, next time you guys are in Savannah, you'd be like, oh, that nut job on the internet told me about Mrs. Welks. We got to go. You got to go. It's an experience. If you're social, by the way, you get to sit down with complete strangers at a table. You get to meet people over some really good food, right? Like restaurants in general, you're just with the people that you came with. In this restaurant, they force you to sit at a table with complete strangers. And it's an awesome experience. Awesome experience. All right, let's go. Hold on one second. Let me see if my son just woke up. Last night when I got done streaming, I walk outside my door of my office, and I see the lights on, and my son tried to sneak into his room. It was like 11:30. You did. Don't come in here and try to say that you didn't. You tried to sneak into your room without me knowing. Okay? And I was like, what the hell are you doing up? Yeah, he tried to sneak into his room. The lights were on. He was in the bathroom. I walked past him because the dog was barking. I went outside. When I came back in, okay, all of a sudden the lights were off in his room, and I was like, hold up. Hold up. Put the light on. I was like, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, I lost track of time. I lost track of time. I have 15 clocks in the house. He's still on vacation. He's on vacation mode because we were up late every night on vacation. That's all right. It's the summer. I just thought it was funny. All right. Second story. Let's go to the second story. If you guys like what I do here, we just cover news stories, have conversations. Not in that order. All right. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. So 200 King's staff laid off at the Xbox will be also replacing by AI, internal memo reveals. Okay, so where did we hear this before? What did we talk about years ago? That AI, these people will make their actual own problems. They will work on the AI, and the AI will replace them. But there's no difference. I actually had a conversation with one of my wife's relatives. She didn't understand the AI at ChatGPT, and she said, oh, so many people are going to lose their jobs. And what are they going to do? And I was like, I think it's the same. And again, this is just my process, okay? Back in the day, there was people in an assembly line. Some person would, stamp the thing, cut the thing, wrap the thing, pack the thing. And then someone said, hey, I would like to build a machine that does all of that. And then the people built the machine to replace the workers. Right? Those people built the machine to replace their jobs, and then other jobs became a thing. So instead of manual laboring, cutting and wrapping and doing all that stuff, now the machine does that, but now you need people to watch it. Even though if there's sensors and cameras and all these things that stop it, there's still people that need to fix the pieces and parts as of right now, as the decades went through. And now the developers that are creating video games for mobile phones or for video games, right? Mobile phones are easier than the actual video games, but gaming is changing overall. Those people have now created the AI to replace them, right? So 200 King staff laid off at Xbox, and they will be replaced by AI, internal memo reveals. The internal memo sent to the staff has also been announced that the 200 developers who were laid off at King/Xbox earlier this month will be replaced by AI. Who could have seen this coming? Who could have seen this coming? The internal memo provided to the mobile gamer biz addressed the question of why people at the company were laid off. The email reads, why is this happening? The industry is changing fast and our business has not been growing. When that happens, we must not only look outside at competitors and the market, but also inside. We've also talked about before that making several changes to get the business back to growth. Unlocking many more AI tools is one recent example. Investing more in marketing this year is another. We're fortunate to make many talented individuals at King, but we also have a collective problem, the size and structure of the company that makes it difficult to get things done. So we planned on simplifying the organization. Fewer layers, fewer overlapping remits, fewer hours spent on alignment, fewer people in meetings, fewer stakeholders for every project. Isn't that just amazing? How do I make more money? This goes into the conversation with Crowded said that Minecraft, is bigger than GTA, but GTA has made way more money than Minecraft. Why? Well, because they are making 10 times the amount for every copy of Minecraft sold. What is Minecraft selling for? $20, $30, right? Right, double the price is what Grand Theft Auto is. So 2 copies of Minecraft for the one price of that, and then on top of that, the microtransactions and all the other things. Right, Minecraft is charging like $6, right, for like a whole thing. They actually have pretty good prices for Minecraft for the stuff that they sell in microtransaction stores. Meanwhile, GTA is selling you an airplane that's worth $100. Right? It's not even close. It's not even the same ballpark. They're making way more money at Rockstar than with Minecraft. Now they're both making billions of dollars. Don't get me wrong. Okay, but the $1 billion that Take-Two's doing, okay, is way more than what Minecraft and Microsoft is making with Minecraft. So how do you make more money? Well, you don't want to hire more people to move more to do more things. You want less people to do more things. Well, how do you do that? Well, AI. AI is how you do it. So many leaders across King have been asked to redesign their organization to a smaller overall. There will also be some new roles created and then redesigns and some rebalancing of headcount across King, but overall, King will be a smaller company. Okay, this is I love the little statement here, right? So there will be some new roles created, and the new role will be, instead of chopping and wrapping and doing all this stuff in that assembly line, you're now going to be the guy who watches the AI chop and cut and wrap that thing. Okay, so it's a new position. Right? You could lose your position or you could evolve your position. Maybe you are a coder, but now you're a coder that's also watching what the AI is doing, right? New job created, right? Some rebalancing of headcount. And this is another thing I talk about where I say that no matter what job you have, make sure you're doing the best that you can do. Don't slack off ever, right? Do the job that you would love to do. Like you present yourself as it. So when the day comes, because it will come, when the day comes that you're going to lose your job, okay? And they're going to start looking around and going, which one of these people in this company can we cut? There's 30. 30's an asshole. But man, his work ethic is really good. We should keep him. We should keep him. Let's get rid of Ted. Ted's a waste of space. Comes in late, right? 30's early every day, right? We don't need this guy that's late. But wait a minute. Hold on a second before you get rid of Ted. How much is 30 making? Is his salary higher than Ted's? Does Ted's production high enough where we can get by leaving Ted and getting rid of the higher paid person, right? Now let's keep the guy who actually works and comes in on time, right? Got to do your best. Mobile Gable continues to say that the staff let go will be replaced by AI tools they built and trained. These employees include level designers and copywriters. So the thing that happened to me one time, I used to train a bunch of people, right? I used to train all the people when I worked at the amusement park type of thing. I would train them on the bumper boats and go-karts and the arcade machines. I would train other general managers that come in, and they would do a bunch of stuff. And then there was this one guy that got hired, and I had to train him. There was something off about him. I was like, why am I training this person? This one feels different than everybody else, right? And they wanted me to train him. And day 2, I came in and said, I'm not training him. And then, what do you mean? I said, I don't want to train him. And then I said, why? I said, because I would rather do this, and I did other things, right? And I was a people person as far as the other employees. What would you say you do here, 30? Well, I'm a people person. People like me. But the employees really liked me. So I told them I don't want to train this person. I would rather go back to what I was doing. And then the person that trained this person, okay, that they replaced me to trained that person, and then they took their job. Okay? And I saw it. I saw it happen. I was like, I don't want to train this person because this person is going to replace me. So I took myself out of the equation, right? I took myself out of the equation and said, I'm going to move, right? I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do this over here instead. So what corporate office saw was, oh, I'm taking the initiative. I'm taking the thing. See, I was complacent at some point for them. But then I moved and showed initiative, and they went, oh, you know what? Let's get rid of this other guy instead, right? That's what happens. So mobile gamers continue to say that the staff is let go will be replaced by AI tools, like I said before. These employees include level designers, copyrights. According to the various sources, around 9,000 jobs were affected in the recent Microsoft layoffs, which were the 4th round of layoffs in the past 18 months. This round saw potential thousands of jobs affected by Xbox gaming division and several projects closing down and one studio. The initiative closing down the internal email to staff, Xbox CEO Phil Spencer praised his teams for having more players, games, and gaming hours than ever before, but noted that the shuttering teams projects was necessary to increase agility and effectiveness. According to the insider gaming sources, those within the Xbox believe that is only the beginning of the process that was also result in numerous restructuring and layoffs across this studio. Well, at this point right now, as the story I just said, if you're inside Microsoft and you have this sensation, this feeling of you're going to be replaced, it's probably because you're complacent. It's probably because you know something's up. And if you feel that, then do what you have to do as an employee, okay? Where, remember, corporations don't care about the customers, and they also don't care about the employees. Corporations are an entity that has no feelings. They don't care for you. They don't show up to your birthday parties. They're not coming over to your house to hang out. No, corporation's the corporation. Okay? It has to do this. It has to go up. Okay? So if you're a person that works for any company, not just Microsoft, but if you feel at your job, you have the sensation of something feels off about this, they are going to replace me. Okay? Well, then be proactive. Okay? Look somewhere else. Find a different thing or adapt to what's happening. And if AI is going to tell you, like right now, you still have a job, and AI is going to take your job, then you better call an audible and start learning about AI stuff. Because when the day comes that they have to eliminate more people, you could be like, well, I know this thing. I know how to do this, and I could be an asset to the company, right? So it says, what do you think about AI replacing game development jobs? Let us know through the official Insider Gaming Forum discussion. Let me know in the comments section down below. Let me know in live chat. What do you think? Right? I know a lot of you are going to say, "Well, AI, it'll take time. It'll take time. It's not gonna replace people right away." It is. It is sooner rather than later. This is the worst that AI is going to be. And if you're a person that says, "I don't want to train the AI. I don't want to do this." Well, guess what? They pull the tissue out, and there's another tissue there, and they'll get rid of you regardless. Okay? So what do you do? What do you do as a person? Okay? What do you do when you're like, make this thing? And you're like, I don't want to make this thing. They're like, all right, great. See you later. Hey, you, make this thing. You're like, all right, I'm getting money. I'm getting paid. And then you're done making the thing. And they're like, hey, are you done making that AI program? You're like, I sure am. They're like, okay, you're fired. Right? That happens. It's brutal. Okay, but corporations, this is what they do, again, because they don't care. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. What would you do? Right? What would you do if you were in this position where your job could be replaced by AI? Okay? What would you do as an employee? Okay? Would you be proactive? Try to be a not a yes man, okay? But you would be a person that goes out and tries to do the best job possible. Try to show you're needed at the company. You have to make yourself indispensable, okay? But let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. And if you like what I do here, check out some of the other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, chat. Let me see what you guys are saying. Rorik says, a little hole-in-the-wall restaurants are some of the best places to eat. Yeah, if you can get past the facade, right? First impressions are everything. Don't judge a book by its cover. Some of those restaurants you look at, you're like, oh, I'm not going in there. I think you need like a shot to go in there. Robert Jones says they activated Microsoft's trap card. Roik says you go from coder to checker. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pretend to understand what they're going through because I'm not in that situation, but I have been in that situation with other things, right? It's got to be brutal to work for a company and you're coding and you're making the thing that's going to replace you. Like knowing that you're like, oh, I'm going to make my job easier, and you're coding the thing, but then it goes into even deeper, right? Let's say you know that you're going to get replaced by this thing. Do you code it wrong? If you're making the code, who's checking that code? And if you're making the code and the AI is what it is, and you made it, are you sabotaging it? You know what I mean? Who's held responsible for that? It goes down deeper into this rabbit hole. Robert Jones says this is why some older folks won't train anyone at all. Exactly right, especially in the skilled trades, Jones. I remember when I was working in the film industry, and the first AC when I became in the department, okay. So the way it works in the camera department most of the time, you want to try to find, like, if you're a second, and when I say second, it's called second assistant, like camera op, or second AD, or I'm sorry, second AC, okay? You want to meet someone that is a first AC. So, and then meet that person and work with that person. And the problem is they don't want to train somebody that wants to take their job. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, this person as the first AC doesn't want to train the second AC because they know if the second AC knows what they know, then they'll just replace them, right? Because you want to go upwards. So what they're trying to find is a second AC that just likes being a second AC, okay? Which I was for the most part, okay? So the guy that I worked with trained me, and basically because he got hazed and whatever when he was younger in the industry, he did the same thing to me. He used to always try to get mad at me or yell at me in some way, shape, or form. But my worth ethic pushed through, and then he let me in. He let me in where I was, every time he got hired, I got hired. And every time I got hired, I knew what he wanted. Okay? So he didn't have to tell me what he wanted. I knew what he wanted because we worked together for so long. So every time he was the first AC and he needed something or we were doing a certain shot, I would be able to hand him the thing that I knew before he even asked. And before this all happened, he would yell at me, hurry up, do this faster, get me the thing, you got to pay attention, you got to do this. He used to ride me all the time. Then when I started getting the stuff for him, he's like, what are you doing? I didn't ask for that. Like, even though he was about to ask for that, he didn't ask for it. So I couldn't give it to him before he asked for it. So I had to wait for him to ask for it and then gave it to him, right? And this was a thing. It was a thing for years, okay? But I earned his respect. I earned his trust, okay? Because I showed but the process to get there. And then, and only then, once I got into the inner circle, then did he train me on what he did. And then I became better at what I did, right? Because he knew he was retiring. And then he trained me. You see how that works, right? It's not just I started today and then tomorrow I get promoted. I had to put years in to get to the trust of the person that was training me. And then when he trained me, he understood that he was out. He's getting old. And then I came in, right? But people don't want to train people because they know they're going to get replaced. Why am I going to teach you everything I know? Why? Learn it for yourself. Do it yourself. Crowded House says, I can't see AI level design. I mean, level design's already happening with AI. That's been happening. That happened like 3 years ago when Epic showed that they were making procedurally generated level designs. Roic says, I did that when I worked on a factory. I went from 3 shifts to 2 shifts, and that was a big red flag for me. So I left and went back to school for what I'm doing now. There you go. You saw it. You saw it happen, and you're like, I got to get out of here. Something's off. What's going on, Travis? I know you love it. You're going to play RoboCop Unfinished Business for no space. I don't think I'm going to buy it right away, Travis, because I usually play games on Monday, Tuesday. Wednesdays we play with Sarge. I don't know if he's able to play this week. And then tomorrow on Thursdays we do Generation X Gaming Podcast. And then I don't really play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I play things I already own. So if I buy it, it might be next week, or I'll just wait for it a little bit down the road when I'm not playing anything else. Travis also says, easier to mold person that's willing to learn than a person who thinks they know everything. So yeah, look, I think it's going to happen more and more. I mean, a lot of people look at this when this came out, when not the iPhone, but when the smartphone came out, everyone was like, "Oh my God, this is so good." What I saw, I remember telling my wife and my parents and stuff like this. When I used to watch all the keynotes, right, in 2007 when Steve Jobs came out and said, you know, this is it. And it showed the maps and it showed the thing. I was like, holy shit, this is next level. This is changing everything. I was like, it's just the right. Replaced libraries, replaced record players, replaced bookstores, replaced the news cycle, replaced cameras, it replaced so many different jobs at that point instantaneously when it was on stage. But no one saw that. Right? I remember working on this movie, Never Back Down, all right, which is a fighting movie that came out in 2007, 2008, okay? And the iPhone just came out. This is one of the first movies to ever use the iPhone with inside the movie, okay? We had different footage of people using the iPhones and we gave iPhones out, right? They bought a bunch of iPhones and gave them out to the, not to keep, but to the people in the crowd. And they were taking photos and taking different things. And the art department used the iPhones on set, where they were on set and they would have, because they used to have books and pictures and print out the pictures. And they used to have all these books to show what someone was wearing the day before. They would do continuity shots. Well, now they were just doing it on the phone. Boom. Right? They had the digital cameras, but still not as good. Because then they could take a picture of someone. Oh, I'm looking for this set. I'm looking for this couch. I'm looking for this thing. They take a picture of it, and then boom, send it to the person that's in the truck, and they're like, I got it. And they bring it to them, or the clothing, or the artist department, or the art department. And they looked at everything. And it changed the landscape of what was happening instantaneously. Okay? That's what's happening now, in my opinion, with AI for video games, right? You look at this now, and yes, it's just a phone. Yes, it's just the beginning of AI in video games, and yes, they're only doing mobile phone games as of right now. But to say that, like House says, I can't see them doing level design. Well, Will Smith eating spaghetti, okay, was nowhere what it is today. People are making short films now with the AI, and some of them are really fucking good, right? So you have to look at this and go, well, what is this going to change? Is it going to change where they're making just a level design? Are they making it where, think about the procedurally generated, I don't really play Candy Crush, but I play a game sort of like it where you're moving the things, and I know what it is, right? So you're moving the things and collecting, and then you're on board 1,000 and 4,000 and 5,000. Well, someone's coding those boards. Someone's changing those things to make it level 6,000, 7,000. Well, why pay someone to do that? I can make AI put an algorithm in, and then when you go to the next thing, there's no board ever the same. And it just constantly makes more levels for Candy Crush. Why would I pay someone? Right? Obviously, you want to pay someone because you want them to do the job, but if I can make AI do that job, then I save myself $80,000 for the year. And if I can do that $80,000 for that one person, for that one job, what else can I do? Right? And you see, you understand, right? If you're a business owner, you're like, well, how can I save money because costs go up and all these things go up? You're like, well, I don't want to hire another employee. I'll just work double shift, right? You're still paying money. The person that you're giving money to is going to work overtime. They're going to make money, but you're also saving yourself an additional $40,000 paid job because now you're just paying extra money for that one person. And if they get an extra $10,000 or $12,000, they're happy, right? And they're working double shifts. So it happens everywhere. So, yeah, I think they will make level designs, right? We look at it as level design as Assassin's Creed level design or a Gears of War level design, right? I think we're a little off from that a couple of years, but level design for a mobile phone game like Candy Crush, I think we were there 4 years ago, 100%. Kyle says, I've only been playing Tony Hawk 3 and 4. Very fun. I wanted to play it, but I was just like, I don't know if my son already started playing it. He just screamed, yeah. He's like, I already did. What's going on, Sin? And here's the thing, Travis. You're saying, oh, trust me, AI level design is coming. It might already be here. It might already be here and we don't even know it. Right? And a lot of people are upset that, well, I don't want to play an AI game. How do you know you're in it? Right? Because Steam says you have to tell us that there's AI in there. I mean, sure. People have to pay taxes. Guess what? Some people don't pay their taxes. That's a law. Right? That's a law. But people don't pay it. They see what they can get away with and then ask for forgiveness later. Right? So people are like, oh, I could tell if there's AI. You can't tell shit. Right? The only reason people know about AI stuff is because people tell you it's AI stuff. Right? And that's what we know. That's what we know. AI is what it is today because that's what's in the public. What was behind the scenes before AI became public? That goes down a completely different rabbit hole. Roic says you can see AI everywhere. Even with what I do, one of the design tools will take your 2D drawing and make a 3D drawing from it. Yeah, did you see that? Did you see that guy? I forget what it was. Was it Epic? Or it was NVIDIA, I think it was, where the guy took a 2D animation of a dinosaur and then made it into a 3D model instantaneously, like on stage. Eclipse says they really are trying to make Expedition 33 not win Game of the Year, I can see. Oh, what's happening? What's happening with that, Eclipse? Kylo says, yeah, bro, Donkey Kong reviews are really high. It looks like another Game of the Year contender. Donkey Kong, I saw while I was scrolling earlier, was a 10 out of 10, right? I mean, they have a system that can make a whole game out of nothing right now. Travis says, here's the thing. I can make a good game. I don't care. I'll play it the shit. I hate George Clooney politically as an actor, but if he makes a good movie, I'll watch it. So far, he hasn't. I see it in a little different light, and I get what you're saying. Like, Tiger Woods. I'll use Tiger Woods. Okay. I don't care what Tiger Woods did in his personal life when he was, cheated on his wife, right? I watch Tiger Woods because of golf. Okay. Now, if Tiger Woods is playing golf, I'm going to watch him play golf because he's a great golfer. Now, if Tiger Woods tries to tell me something else about anything else, I'm like, I don't really trust that guy, right? But, man, if I was on the golf course and he's behind me going, hey, you should use a 7-iron, I'd be like, all right, Tiger. And I'm using a 7-iron, right? Like, he's good at what he does, so I'll watch him because of that. But I'm not going to take his credibility because of other things, because of his personal life. I can separate the two, right? New IP made mainly by 30 devs gets beat by Donkey Kong game. Be pretty upset. I mean, it is what it is. This is why I don't care who wins as long as it gets nominated for Game of the Year. But like I said yesterday, Expedition 33, last night on my stream, when we were playing Marvel Rivals, I was talking about Expedition 33 and Split Fiction. Waterbear asked me a question, what's my top 5 games that I played? I really like Split Fiction. I really like Expedition 33. I know there's other games out there that are going to get nominated for Game of the Year, but I looked at it and said, one of these two games has to win. One of these two games has to win. And the reason it has to win, it could change the landscape, not of the industry for the industry, but from the customer's point of view. Looking at Expedition 33, small studio, $50 game, gets nominated and wins Game of the Year, people would look at that and start going, oh, damn, maybe I should start looking at the $50 games, right? If Split Fiction wins, people start looking at it and going, man, I should start looking at $50 games. I should start looking at these smaller end games and not these AAA studios. IGN gave Donkey Kong a 10 out of 10. Personally, there's no such thing as a 10 out of 10 game. There's nothing wrong with that game. Absolutely nothing wrong with that game. Not one negative thing was said about that game. Waterbear says, man, now I'm going to go buy a Switch 2 for Donkey Kong. No, you're not. No, you're not, Water. Doesn't have to win Game of the Year in my personal game of the past 2 decades. Roadkill says, well, boys, I think I'm officially done with video games. I'm driving to break into the abandoned gold mine right now with my metal detector. So if you don't hear from me in a couple days, I mean, good luck to you. Good luck to you. Make sure you videotape it all. Record it. You know what I mean? Give us throw it in Discord. Show us all the gold you find. Travis says, 30, just asking, but does getting Game of the Year even matter anymore? I mean, if you get nominated, that's what matters now. I think what you're saying is you're parroting what I'm saying. And I've said because you in the past cared about game of the year. And I know you're asking a question about does it even matter anymore? It's always mattered to the people in the industry. It's never mattered to me. I don't care who wins game of the year. Just like I didn't care who wins picture of the year, right? I didn't care. When I watched Lord of the Rings, and Lord of the Rings didn't win the first one, and didn't win on the second one, and then it won on the third one, I knew at that point that it was all political. It was all political. It was political in movie industry. It's political in the music industry. It's definitely political inside the video game industry, okay? Because they gave to the Lord of the Rings at the end of the fact because it was the last one, even though the first two movies were much better than all the other movies that came out those years. Okay, so, but it doesn't matter because when movies get nominated for, movie of the year, film of the year, game of the year, their sales go up. They sell more copies of those games, and that's a winning factor. That's all it is. It's a machine fed to advertise more things to go, hey, look, you might have missed this all this year. These are some of the greatest games that came out this year. Go buy them at a discount, 25% off. That's all it is. It's another marketing ploy to sell more video games. Right? I'm not taking anything away from the actual people working on the game. That's an award for them. Right? They're like, oh my God, we got game of the year. We beat the other awesome games this year. For the consumers, that doesn't mean shit. Why do I care what gets game of the year? If I already played it, cool, I already played it. And if I didn't play it, cool, that's one more game that's awesome to play. Mo says Expedition 33, Split Fiction. Rogue says, I'm just glad there's also more than one or two games that could potentially win Game of the Year. Sid says, good luck, Roadkill. Don't forget us and the people when you hit the gold nugget. Yeah, that could be huge. It could be huge. Kyle says, my local skate shop logo made an appearance on one of the decks in Tony Hawk's 3 and 4. Pretty cool, I see. Oh, that's cool. Roka says, I'll keep you informed if there's only a video game channel. I will watch for now. I appreciate that. Or now on. This is the only video game channel I will watch from now on. Oh, I appreciate that. I know I'm a gaming channel, but we talk about the most random shit. The most random shit. Eclipse says, I mean, it matters to casual people when they see the game, Game of the Year box or the marketing. Makes them buy it for the kids or for themselves. Right? It's just another marketing thing. That's all it is. Look, back in the day, they used to just have the award shows. They used to just have the award shows. We never saw it. They never videotaped them. They never did anything for the film industry. But then they aired the first one. And people watched it, and they went, holy Christ, we can sell advertisement. Why people watch this? That's it. And they went, ding, 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 ding. Let's do this. And then the movie industry did it. And then the music industry did it. And then the subcategories within the industries did it. Now the video game industry did it. It's another marketing ploy. It's another way for them to make money. It's another way for them to bring a whole bunch of stuff in. Mo says that's a Nintendo game, and it might just win because of that. Robert Jones says, what matters to me is the Game of the Year edition will also be DLC at the cheaper price. 100%. 100%. Everyone bought Witcher 3 when it first came out. I bought Witcher 3 Game of the Year edition. $20. Same here, 30. I'm way past the age of caring of who wins Game of the Year. It doesn't affect my enjoyment of the game any more or less. That's it. Because it doesn't matter. You're either going to play the game, you're interested in the game, you're not interested in the game. And the only reason you're interested in the game is either you looked at it and said, wow, it's interesting. I like that type of stuff. Or someone says, hey, it's a really good game. How many times have you played a game, Sin, where people tell you it's an awesome game, you buy the game and never play it? Because it was Game of the Year. How many times have you found a game that you just like that doesn't get nominated and you play the shit out of it, right? You play so much out of it, it's like the disc would burn. It's been in your disc player for so long that you would break the disc, okay? That didn't get Game of the Year, right? There's so many people that get hyped up in the Game of the Year stuff that they buy the stuff they buy and then never play the game. But they own it, and they're like, oh, yeah, I own that Game of the Year. Kyle says, yes, new Cyberpunk update 2.3 is adding FSR 4. You can also use Delamain taxi service. Jason says, looks like Donkey Kong is Game of the Year contender. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, if that comes in, one's got to leave, right? So what do we got? What do we got right now, right? We got, in our opinion, Split Fiction, right? Split Fiction, I think, is 1. Expedition 33 is 2. You got, Death Stranding? 2, maybe in there. Okay, you got Donkey Kong in there. What else do we got, right? What else could be in there for Game of the Year? Right? 6 games, 2 spots left. I know there's 2 other games that you guys have played that could be up there, right? Monster Hunter, even though it's all, was broken buggy, that could be a contention. Waterbear says, oh, like Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. Yeah. Witcher, Roadkill says, The Witcher and the Cyberpunk are 2 games I bought on every system and don't know why, but I did, and I never even beat The Witcher 3. You're normal, Roadkill. That is what hype does. That's what hype does. You're like, I don't even play those type of games, but it's Game of the Year. I'm going to pick it up. Oh, yeah, Kingdom Come, right? Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, right? Oblivion Remaster, that could be up there. I don't know if Indiana Jones gets nominated, but Troy Breaker gets nominated for Indiana Jones. I don't think Indiana Jones, and I like that game, I don't think it's going to get nominated for Game of the Year. Jack says Doom the Dark Ages could be nominated. Yeah. Yote. Yeah, Yote comes out. That could be nominated. Right? So there's a lot of games, and there's not a lot of spots. There's only 6 spots. All I know is if Split Fiction and Expedition 33 don't make it, something's wrong. Something's wrong. In my head, those 2 games are in there for solid spots. Sin says the only game that I got like that was GTA 5 in a way. I fell for it, the hype, and the game flied, and I ended it, keeping it, because folks were so high on it. Never kept my interest. There's always something, right? There's always one of those games. I've exercised so much self-control not buying Cyberpunk. I would not have bought Cyberpunk. I still haven't bought Cyberpunk. Brainchild gifted it to me. Okay? Otherwise, I still wouldn't have had it. I still haven't downloaded it. I own it and haven't downloaded it. Krebsy says, any good DLC this year? I don't know. Yeah, DLCs are considered Game of the Year now too, right? Oh, already forgot that. Blueprints, if Balatro got it last year, very true, Water. Does Blueprints get a nomination? I gotta go back and play Cyberpunk for PC. Bought it on PlayStation 5. It's really good. Yeah, I think what Krebsy's saying to you, as far as like Indiana Jones, I don't think Indiana Jones gets nominated, but I think parts of it get nominated for different categories. 100%, like I said, Troy Baker should get nominated for Best Actor. Okay, I know there's other good actors out there, but he should at least be nominated. I'm not saying he should win, but he should be nominated for being Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones. It was like amazing. AC Shadows, yeah. There you go. There you go. Game of the Year contention right there. Yeah, there's no shot. There's no shot. All right, let's see. I have my new talking point that I want to talk about today, which I want to try to do a little bit better than what I did yesterday. I like what I did yesterday, but it's going to take time to me to kind of like read the script, but read it like I'm not reading, if that makes sense. What's up? Oh, did you? You got the ink version of them? Cool. My son just got the Superman unlocked in Fortnite, the ink version. The pen. Sorry. The pen ink version. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is and I'll go to this this channel or this screen instead. All right, I want to talk about constructive criticism. Okay. Constructive criticism is a thing that I've said this before in the past, where when people criticize something, they think that the people that are criticizing things is the bad part. And I said that the people that are criticizing things is the passion of it, right? So biggest example I can give before I go into the script that I have is Marvel Avengers, okay? Marvel's Avengers was a not good game when it came out. I was excited about it because I like Marvel. I like the characters, okay? But I knew it was bad, and I gave my constructive criticism to them. They went on to fix those things because I brought up things, other people brought in things. They fixed those things because of constructive criticism. But a lot of people in society now don't think constructive criticism is a thing. They think it's a bad thing, okay? So this is me giving you my thoughts of a script I wrote, I worked on for the last, week and a half or so, okay? So I'm gonna read you a script of my thoughts, of the way I brought this down. Yeah. So this is going to be a standout video, breakout video down the road, all right? So why constructive criticism is in entertainment matters more than ever, okay? You ever notice how the moment you criticize a movie, a game, a TV show, or even a book, you get labeled a hater? It's like the second you see, hey, you could have been better, people jump in on you. Why are you so negative? Just don't watch it then, is what they say. And here's the thing. Most of us who give criticism aren't trying to tear down anything, okay? We're just trying to build something better, okay? Constructive criticism isn't an enemy of entertainment. It's how entertainment evolves. And today, I want to break down why criticism gets so much bad rap and why actually a sign that people care deeply about the media that we consume, okay? So let's talk about the obvious. Criticism has a branding problem. Like in online culture especially, criticism is often lumped in with trolling, outrage culture, or straight up hate. Someone sharing thoughts, feedback, and boom, comments are here. Here's some of the ones that you see all the time. You're just nitpicking, right? Let people enjoy things. It's not that deep, okay? But let's flip that around just a little bit. Imagine someone spends $80 on a video game, which is not, hard to imagine. Sits through 8 episodes of a new TV show, or something feels off, and the writing's lazy. The pacing is weird. Characters act out of nowhere, right? Or come out of nowhere, and they're supposed to be just, smile through it? No. They should speak up because that's engagement, right? That's someone saying, I want this to be good. It could be good, right? People in my comment section or that leave a comment section on one of my videos don't like what I'm doing. I don't look at that and go, what a hater. right? I look at that and go, okay, I'll think about that next time, right? Criticism doesn't mean you hate the product. Often it means that you believe in what you could have been, okay? How disappointed were some of you in some of the Marvel movies that came out? How many of you were disappointed in the Marvel's Avengers game that came out? How many people were disappointed in Destiny when it came out? So let's take a look at gaming, right? Gamings are passionate, right? Gamers are just passionate about it. They spend hundreds of hours in the game, right, in that world, but also won't hesitate to point out what's broken. Maybe the matchmaking sucks. Maybe the monetization is predatory. Maybe the story that was promised never showed up. And yet, when players speak up, developers of fans sometimes act like they're entitled or toxic, okay? Just like, tell me what you want, not what you don't like. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm telling you what I don't like about the thing. But here's what the critics are really saying. We see the cracks because we actually paid attention. We're still here because we believe the game deserves better. The reason I played Destiny for so long is because I saw the potential of the game, but they never did the potential. They went down the path of microtransactions and bare minimum, taking stuff away from you. Look at the titles like Cyberpunk 2077. Okay? Day one backlash was brutal, but a lot of it was rooted in hope. Hope that CD Projekt Red, the studio behind Witcher 3, would live up to this legacy. And to their credit, they eventually fixed it. But if fans had just smiled and stayed quiet, none of that would have happened, right? Sometimes criticism isn't an attack, it's a warning shot, okay? If people didn't speak up about Cyberpunk 2077, those of you wouldn't get what you got. You would have a piece of shit product barely getting over the line, and they also wouldn't have made a sequel, or not a sequel, but a DLC, right? They made it better because of the people being critical about it. So let's go to movies now. Let's talk about TV and movies, especially the franchises. You know how this goes, right? A new season drops or a legacy character gets subverted, and a reboot show barely respects the source material. That's basically Marvel. That's basically DC. At the moment, people say, this wasn't it. The Defense Squad rolls out. They start telling you, you're stuck in the past. You just don't like change. You're not the target audience anymore. That one really gets me. You're not the target audience anymore. No, I am the audience. You're not the target audience, okay? But here's what really is going on. Fans care because they've been invested for years. They grew up with these characters. I watched the originals. I watched and know the stories. I was capable, right? So when the writers suddenly treat these characters like props or sacrifice storytelling for cheap political or plot armor, it hurts. And the pushback, it's not hate, it's heartbreak, right? So we start giving criticism back because of it. Good storytelling respects the audience. But when that is disrespected, it disappears, okay? But when that respect disappears, criticism is how fans try to push back. This is what you see in video games. When a game doesn't work out, they start review bombing it, right? So this is the reason that happens. All right, so good storytelling respects the audience. But when that respect disappears, criticism, the fans try to push back. So now let's talk about books. Books and feedback. This doesn't just apply to big budget stuff. Writers and authors deal with this too. Whether this is an indie publishing or big name fantasy epic, right? Books live and die by feedback. And if you don't mean 5-star reviews, okay? The people, let me start that again. This is just about the apply to big budget stuff. Writers and authors deal with this too. Whether this is indie publishing or big name fantasy epic books, right? Live or die on feedback, right? And if they don't get the 5-star reviews, well, then people say, well, this chapter's dragged, right? This chapter's motivation didn't make sense, and the ending didn't pay off the setup. That's the kind of criticism is gold, okay? Writers need to get better. You show me the author who's never taken criticism, and I'll show you a writer stuck with their own ego, okay? Some of the best stories were ever written were shaped and harshed feedback early in the process. Not everyone delivering criticism wants it to fail. Most of them want you to level up. They want you to become better. They want to keep reading your stuff. They're just like, this is not it, right? Example, right? In sports, there's millions of people that play baseball or football or soccer or hockey, okay? But then that gets smaller and smaller as they get older, right? Millions become hundreds of thousands become thousands. Thousands or tens of thousands become a few to make the team. And those people are the greatest of the great, okay? They earn their right to be there. Everybody else can still play baseball. You can still play football. You're just not at the top of your game, okay? So let's talk about one of the most common and honestly most frustrating phrases you'll hear when someone criticizes entertainment. This one irritates me to no end, okay? Just turn your brain off and enjoy it, okay? Now, look, I get it. Not everything needs to be an Oscar-worthy, 10 out of 10. Sometimes you just want to shut off your brain, binge watch something dumb and fun, and this is absolutely a place for that, okay? But the problem is the phrase that has become a shield of mediocrity, a way to silence criticism instead of facing it. It used to dismiss throughout feedback or thoughtful feedback to excuse lazy writing, broken gameplay, or poor constructed characters. It's like saying, stop thinking, stop questioning, just consume. Okay, that meme from Red Letter Media, right? Don't ask questions, right? Just enjoy, right? That's not enjoyment. Okay, that's passivity. Okay, so if you know who benefits from this mindset, studios and publishers who want to sell you less for more, because you're not allowed to expect quality, right? You're not required to deliver it. Think about it, right? Think about it. You wouldn't go to a restaurant, order a steak, and when it comes out raw, be told, hey, just enjoy it. Don't be so picky. No, you'll send it back because you're a customer. The customers have standards. So why don't we treat entertainment that way? It's mind-boggling to me, okay? So now here's the emotional side of this. Saying just enjoy it is also a subtle way of gaslighting fans, especially in the long-term ones. The investment for years in a franchise that you have read every book, you have watched every movie, you have played every expansion, and when something feels off or rushed or totally out of character, you're told you're just taking it too seriously. You're not the target audience anymore. It's just a show, okay? But it's not just a show or just a game. These things matter to the people that are the fans. They shape how we think. They give us stories to connect with, the characters to relate to, and the worlds we want to spend time in. Okay? Most people hate their normal everyday lives. So what do? They go watch movies. They go listen to music. They go play video games to get away from the mundane shit that happens every single day. Right? So when something that mattered to you gets treated like an afterthought, you have every right to say something. Just enjoy it isn't a cure for disappointment. It's a deflection from accountability. Entertainment isn't just something we consume. It's something that we engage with. This is why we ask people to hit the like button. This is why we ask people to leave a comment, right? Engagement includes asking questions, raising concerns, and yes, calling out flaws. So no, we don't just enjoy it. We don't just accept it. We don't reflect on it, okay? We care enough, we critique it, because that's how it gets better. Let's take a deeper look into criticism isn't hate, and hate isn't criticism. But the internet, especially social media, loves to blur that line, okay? We've all seen it. Someone writes a thoughtful post, a full breakdown of why the movie didn't land on them, and the YouTuber explains how the game design choices hurt the pacing or undermine the story, and they get dogpiled like they just insulted someone's religion. Why? Because we've reached to the point where any form of disagreement is treated like an attack. But here's the thing. Constructive criticism actually requires effort. It takes the time, thought, and usually a whole lot of a restraint that you're not just ranting, as I do a lot, all right? Explaining, analyzing, trying to connect with other people who care about the same thing. Compare that to the actual hate, which is lazy, driven by toxicity. It says that this is trash with zero thought, or attacking people who don't like just for kicks. One comes from wanting better for the work. The other just wants attention, okay? And here's another key difference. Criticism punches up. It holds creators, studios, publishers, or companies accountable. Hate punches down. It targets fans. It targets creators. It targets communities with malice and mockery, okay? If someone says, quote, the writing in this series got sloppy and the pacing's all over the place, that's not hate. That's someone actually watched it, who noticed things, who wants it to be better. But if someone says, quote, anyone who likes this show is brain dead garbage, that's not a critique. That's someone being an asshole. Okay. And yet, both often are treated the same by the public. That's a big problem because when we treat constructive voices like they're just whiners, we silence the people that could also help move things forward. We hand the mic to trolls and yes men, and we lose the opportunity to grow. So the next time you hear someone say, this didn't work for me, and here's why, before you dismiss them, ask yourself, are they tearing something down or are they trying to build something up? Most of the time, it's the latter. Because real fans don't just walk away, they speak up. So the next time someone critiques something that you like, or don't shut them down, don't assume that they're just bitter. Maybe the one of the few people who actually want things to be better. Because here's the truth. We criticize what we love. We ask more from stories that matter to us. And at the end of the day, constructive criticism isn't negativity, it's passion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think in the live chat. Have you ever been called a hater or just given feedback? Or for just giving feedback? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Have you ever been called a hater just for giving feedback? Or have you seen criticism actually lead to something getting better? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, share it in the follow section of the critic, hit me up in the critic comment section, and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. All right. So there you go. There's my topic of constructive criticism, right? We talk about it all the time, right? We talk about it all the time that people that hate, there's people out there that go, oh, they just like whining about stuff. They just like bitching about stuff. No, those are the fans that like the things. The people that come in brand new, they don't get the right to tell us that, well, it's just not for you anymore. No. If it wasn't for us, this wouldn't exist. Right? It wouldn't exist. All right, let me scroll back up what you guys are talking about here. The clip says, what a change in topics. Travis just said I was sexist for giving a game criticism. That's true because it does look like Assassin's Creed game, but I'm sexist because I don't like the game. Krabby says, Destiny's new expansion released yesterday and peaked at 100,000 on Steam. Put that in perspective. Every other expansion that got 300,000, now it's like to know 300,000 got recorded on launch day or a weekend. Waterbear says they released the expansion. Damn, didn't even know. I don't even care. I don't even care. So are you getting the new Destiny expansion? Sure am, Water. Dave says these are the same writers that will complain about the AI taking their jobs. Kyle says, I'm surprised Destiny 2 can still pull in 100,000 players. I think more people are just done with Destiny. It's been 10 years. And they're just kind of like moved on to other things. I don't really think it's like to say that like Destiny is bad because Destiny is bad. I think they're just over it. I think they're over just the whole bullshit. I think also what helps is that what's happening with Bungie right now anyway. Krabby says the story for the new expansion is pretty good. The gameplay, on the other hand, is same old same. PlayStation 5, remember, says Halo 2 had a player count on the menu. It wouldn't be like 1.2 million or so. Ron says my passion for Concord runs high. Dave says I need the haters. If you don't have haters, then you're not doing something right. Exactly right, Dave. Robert Jones says, I was hoping you would mention people lumping in actual constructive feedback with the bad faith stuff, and you did. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about the little script writing. Let me know what you guys think about that. If it's in live chat, if it's in the comment section afterwards, if it's feedback in Discord. Let me know if you guys like the little things. Like I'm gonna do a little breakout of that and move it over as a breakout. You guys watch it live, but I don't know. I like it. I'm trying to get better. I don't really look at the camera. I'm reading the thing, but I'm trying to make it, I wrote it. So it comes, it doesn't sound like I'm reading, but it does in my head. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. People don't like their voices sometimes. I don't mind my voice. I hate reading. Right? I hate reading. Let me rephrase that. I love reading, but I hate reading on like when I read the stories and stuff like that. Like everything is my thoughts, my opinions, it's just like out. I say it. But sometimes I get jumbled and I want to write it so it's more concise. Otherwise, I start going off on tangents. You know what I mean? Mo says it's weird, but it's the second time you did it. Yeah, it feels weird to me. It feels weird to me. I haven't played D2 in years. That's also a hardcore DL1, though. And this is the point where you also me even trying D2 anymore. I honestly used to joke that Destiny was like my stripper ex-girlfriend type of thing. We used to use that as a thing, right? But at the same time, like it's like a bad breakup. Like I cut it off, and I don't care. Like it's dead to me. I moved on from that relationship. Why isn't my... There it goes. Yeah, but I noticed the reason I'm doing it, Mo, the reason I'm doing it is because of uploads. When I go off on a tangent, instead of concise my thoughts on paper, I miss points because in my head, it's really hard to explain. My head is constantly like 1,000 things are going on in my brain, right? Like it's like squirrel. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, I'm like talking about one thing. All of a sudden, a thought comes in from something else. And I have this thing I want to say, but all of a sudden I jump over to this, and then I forget. And in my head, while I'm doing it, it sounds like I'm doing it fine. But then when I watch it after the fact, I'm like, oh, I missed that point. I lost that point. So I was like, over vacation, I was like, what about if I do a concise script of my thoughts, right? Like of a topic that I want to talk about, put my thoughts on paper, read those thoughts, and then put that as a breakout, right? So that's what I'm trying to do, because for the live stream, it might sound weird, but then when I break that out and put it into its own video, I can cut out the, oh, let me try that again, let me do that again, and put it up there and see, I'm testing if that gets more views because of reading a script instead of just saying stuff, right? I know what I'm saying, but it's more concise. It's more condensed instead of losing it. What's going on, Intervoid? So here's the thing that happened today with, you guys posted this. I'm going to butcher this. Let's see. All right, so this is the new cast of Zelda. Okay. So this is Miyamoto. He says, I'm pleased to announce that we, for the live-action film of Legend of the Zelda, Zelda will be played by Bo Bragginson, Bragginson-san, and Link by Benjamin Evan. Okay. He says, I'm also very much looking forward to seeing both of them on the big screen. So I don't want to say it's bad casting or good casting. I think the casting, I think she could play. She looks the part of Zelda, more so than the character that people wanted to play, which was a guy who's a girl who's going to be playing Zelda. I think one good thing is I don't know who either of these people are, and I think that's a good thing. I think when you have a franchise like Zelda, when you have something along the lines of big names at least in the video game space, imagine if this was some actor that you knew already who overshadows what the character is. Does that make sense? So I like that these people are really not known, or at least I don't know them. So now when they come out, they are Link, they are Zelda, and I think that's more beneficial down the road, because now when they branch out to something else, they make a name for themselves here. Sort of like the guy who, I don't really see him in a lot of things, but the people that played in How to Train Your Dragon, the live action, like they fit the part. You know what I mean? They fit the part. I like that they chose the characters who they do. And I'm okay with the Ashrid not being blonde. I mean, is it a big thing? It's swaying from the original, but at the same time, it's still they still did a really good job with it. Void, thank you very much for the gifted membership. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for that. Roic says, I think a lot of streamers doing the exact same thing. The reason for it, Roic, is that people respond more to concise script writing than just talking, right? Like, obviously, I'm talking right now, right? That's what the live show is for. But when I do a breakout video, the breakout videos of me just rambling, even though I'm not rambling, but it sounds like I'm rambling, like, what is this guy on, right? So if I did just a video, we're testing it out. I don't know how long I'll do it for. We're just testing it out. Krebs says 30 has 4 ways of speaking. Reading chat, reading articles, reading script, and reading normal speak. Yeah, it's exactly right. It's weird. See, I like reading, Krebsy, but I read in my head, right? Reading articles on stream is really difficult for me, but I push myself to do it. I'm a much better reader when I'm not reading out loud. I'm faster. Dave says there's finally going to be a live Zelda. Yep. Let's see. Roic says the guy that played the Flash in the TV show, that will always be the Flash, the guy from the movies, didn't feel like the Flash. Yeah. What was his name? Gustafson. What was his name? I forget the guy's name. Brett Gustafson, whatever, the guy who played Flash. He was perfect, man. Came in, right? Came in and just nailed that part. Like, he is Barry Allen. And then when they showed Ezra Miller, is that what his name was? He was not. He was not it, man. He was not it. I was like, take that guy and put him in the movie. Be done with it. Reading out loud, fuck that. Yeah, so I wasn't the best reader growing up. I'm still not. And this is why I tell people to stay in school, and I tell my son you have to learn to read, and you have to read out loud because it makes you can hear what you're saying wrong, right? That's why I butcher names and stuff like that. But I do it. Flaws and all. I do it online. It's almost like my own punishment to myself for not doing it when I was younger, right? To make myself better. And I'll be honest, doing it and reading, I read a lot. But reading out loud on stream, it's not my favorite part, but I do it, and I'm better at it. I'm getting better. And you're not wrong. I do read it 4 different ways. Eclipse says, yeah, there are only 2 good things CW ever made, the Green Arrow and the Flash. I actually kind of like the Supergirl show for the first season. I liked her for the first season. I liked her that she was not known. Right? I hate, can you imagine? I don't know, who's a big young star right now? I don't know. Let's say like Justin Bieber. Right? Justin Bieber's playing Zelda or Link. You'd be like, he would overshadow the part. You know what I'm saying? Or like if Justin Timberlake was younger, obviously, when he was younger, he's playing Zelda. Or I'm sorry, Link again, right? Right? He would overshadow. Like if you grab people that are not known, they don't overshadow the character that they're playing. This is why I get pissed off about when Marvel and DC take a character that was someone else and they bring him in as somebody else in the same series. Like, why? Like, there's so many people in the world that you can pick and choose, and they look like the part. Mo says, I'm the same way at public speaking. Sucks no matter what, how you do it. Yeah, it is what it is. I used to talk in front of people all the time, but every time I get up and talk in front of people, I get nervous. Why? I have no idea. It's just what it is. Eclipse says, yeah, I actually forgot about the first season. It was good. Oh, and Smallville. Oh, I love Smallville. Smallville is probably one of my favorite shows. There's something just intriguing. It was funny watching Smallville. I always wanted him to put the suit on. And then the last season, when he put the suit on in the last episode, I was like, you know what? I like that we never saw him in the suit. Right? I thought I wanted to see him in the suit, but then the very end, I was like, you know what? It's better that we didn't see him in the suit. The actress is in a new show I'm watching now. So let me see what she's in. Let me see. She is 21 years old. Let's see. She's been in. Let me see if I've seen anything that she's been in. She's known for Renegade Nell, The Radleys, Three Girls, Censored. Let's see. She's been acting since 2017. Moving On, Creeped Out, Censored, Renegade Nell, The Jetty. Yeah, she's basically been in nothing that no one knows, right? Lots of TV series, TV miniseries, which is good, right? She's doing what writers should do. The writers should do as many movies as she's done or TV series as she's done before they get their big thing on main stage. Roic says, like Orlando Bloom playing Legolas. No one knew him before that role. Yeah, you know what? That's actually a good. Let me see what he was in before. Let me see what Orlando Bloom did before Lord of the Rings. He did basically nothing. He did a TV series, Casually, Wild, okay? TV series. 3 episodes, 1 episode, 1 episode, 1 episode, and then boom. He landed Lord of the Rings Fellowship. From that, he did Black Hawk Down, then the 2 other Lord of the Rings, and then the Pirates series, and then he just exploded. Yeah, bring in people that are not known. It's like a double-edged sword, right? You get too popular for a thing, you become bigger than the character that you are. Lois and Clark in the 90s were dope. I like that show as well with Dean Cain. Yeah. I've never watched the new one. Like the new Superman. Was it Lois and... Is it Clark and Lois or Lois? Where they have the whole family? Mo says it's the fear of messing up, but you realize most of the crowd feels the same way. There's also a certain few that also can get up in front of people and knock it out of the park. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It was funny because when I was at the family reunion, I was like, "This is about as many people as I speak to, right?" Like seeing it in view is kind of weird. I did watch Heroes, Save the Cheerleader, Save the World. First 2 seasons were really good. Then it like jumped shark for me. Eclipse says the first 3 seasons. I thought the first 2 seasons. The 3rd season was like, I don't know where you're going with this. Roic says, like anything The Rock is in, he's always that movie with The Rock in it. Yes. You know, someone else, maybe we'll talk about this one time, because this has been talked about before. But the movie star is no longer. Do you know what I mean? Like, the movie star is gone. You're watching, because of the Marvel films, it's a Thor movie, not a Chris Hemsworth movie, right? It's not a Robert Downey Jr. movie. It's an Iron Man film. Like, he is Tony Stark. Do you know what I mean? Like, back in the day when you watched the new Arnold film, or the new Sylvester Stallone film, or Jean-Claude Van Damme or Julia Roberts. Like, you were watching it for the actor. You know what I mean? Like, there was so many, like, you knew the actor. Now you don't know the actors. You know the characters they play better than the actual actor itself. And it's weird because when you watch sports, as I did the Tiger Woods analogy earlier, right? When you watch sports, you watch the sports athlete because of sports. They're good at what they do, right? Now we've blurred the line between actors because they like to go political and talk about different things, where you just watch them for the film. Like, you just watch their film stuff. But we don't do that anymore. We're like, he opened his mouth, said something stupid, right? It's just strange, man. It's still there for certain actors like Denzel, but yeah, you're Denzel, Al Pacino, and all them. They're older actors. Name a new actor. Name an actor that's been in it for the last 20 years that you go watch all their stuff because you're just amazed by them. Eclipse says, I love Henry Cavill as a person. I really do. But he plays the same role in everything he does. Stoic. Don't talk much kind of person. I understand why Batista lost weight. He wants more versatility roles. Plus, he can't become other characters. Right. He looks completely different. Right? Just they're trying to get the roles they want, but they're typecasted. Intervoid says the best rock movie is Faster, in my opinion. Was also a paragraph of speaking. DiCaprio's an old actor. He's been around since fucking 40 years. Mo says crickets. Jason Statham's been around for 35 years. Yeah, I should get crickets. I don't have crickets. I have this. I have the Twilight Zone. But that doesn't fit it.
You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries
Craig,
are that of
that's
imagination.
exactly how this conversation
Your next
started. If you rewind, right? If you rewind this conversation about 5 minutes ago, we literally were talking about the Zelda characters and how it is good, and now we're talking about movies in general, about how actors. I was like, you don't want to hire someone that's a big name person for a role like that. You want to get someone that's not really known. And I said, I don't know if they're good or bad actors. I just know I think it's a good fit because they're not known. Yeah, she looks completely different in this picture too. Like the one that they posted here, this picture looks completely different. Like if you go to the IMDb, I mean, look at her there. I've never seen anything she's been in. I think she could be a good fit. Yeah, I think she could be a good fit. Well, we have like 2 years to wait because it's like coming out in 2027, so we got plenty of time. Craig says it's going to be a great year for Zelda. Get ready for the next week's Nintendo Direct. It's going to be one for the best directs. I don't get excited for those stuff anymore. I'm not saying it's not going to be good or bad. I'm just saying I don't get excited about that stuff anymore. Dave says Gal Gadot is known, but she sucks at acting. How does she keep getting roles? She keeps getting roles because she's a good-looking woman. That's it. She's a good-looking woman. Kyle says people are going crazy over the Harry Potter casting, and they just put the picture of the new new Harry in a costume, and they were like, "Oh shit, he actually looks like Daniel Radcliffe." I saw that the other day, right? So let me look up the Harry Potter. They had some pictures the other day, right? Yeah, I don't know. People are saying like this looks bad. I think he looks fine. I think he looks exactly like he's portrayed in the books. Right? Like, think how harsh you have to be. Now, we were just talking about criticism. We're just talking about criticism. Okay? There's criticism and there's hate. Okay? You're judging this kid who is brand new. Right? Brand new. And because he's being casted in a remake, people are hating on him instead of hating on the people that are doing the remake. Right? Like, I personally don't think that they need to make a remake of Harry Potter. That's just me. Okay? I think you can go watch the movies as is right now, and they still hold up, and they're still fantastic. The special effects, everything. I think Warner Brothers is hurting, and they're like, well, we gotta. I would re-release the movies in theaters instead of redoing this as a TV show. But that's just me. Okay? I think he looks great. I think he looks like Harry Potter. People look at him and they're comparing him to Daniel Radcliffe for the movie, but in the book, I think he's portrayed and he looks exactly like what the book would be. Robert Jones says, I ain't got time to listen to the artist's speeches and stances. I'm just here for the movie. Yeah, that's it. Just watch the movie. Clip says, I think he looks like Harry Potter in the book. Covers, he looks more like Harry Potter than the Harry Potter. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he looks exactly like what is portrayed from the books. Yeah, that's Harry. That's Harry. Snape got fired. Snape got fired, so I don't know who they recasted for him. I mean, here they do a side-by-side comparison of him and Radcliffe, right? I'll be honest. I think the new actor looks more like Harry Potter from the books than Daniel Radcliffe did. He looks like it. Let's see. Oh. Is he going to be... It would appear in the Harry Potter series. People are not liking Nick Frost either. I think Nick Frost looks fine. I mean, obviously, again, people are going to compare to the old guy and the new guy. What is this? So they took the pictures and put them next to each other. It's actually pretty good. So this is the old cast on the left side, and the new cast. This is not the right kid though. This is not the kid. This is not the girl either. This is all AI generated. But it's funny how they have that. This is not the real people that are. They sort of made it look like John Lithgow, but not really. That's funny. Here's the real thing, right? At the end of this, like, These kids that have got casted for Harry Potter, their lives have completely changed. For better or for worse, their lives are about to completely change. Yeah, he's Hagrid. No, those are not real pictures, Day. That's not the real pictures of the characters. Someone just created AI for that. They're doing another season of Stranger Things. The kids started off at 16. They're almost 30 now. Yeah. The new Snape's using Soul Glow. Like what? What are? I don't know. Why? I can't even tell you why they wait so long between seasons. When was the last season of Stranger? You know what? I'm gonna look this up. Okay, season 1 takes place in November 1983. Okay, so it takes place. Season 1 takes place in 1983. Season 2, 84, 85, 86, and 87. Yeah, but the episodes, though, is 2016, 2017, 2019, 2022, and now 2025. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I just don't get it. They're literally 9 years older, but they're only supposed to be 5 years in age. It's going to look a little weird. It's going to look a little weird. I'm trying to see what the runtime is. Oh, they're doing a Voldemort? Oh, I see what you're saying. Who they cast for Voldemort. Gotcha. They could probably cast the same guy, right? I'm going through Twitter real fast just to see what news stories are happening, if anything else is happening. We got a couple news stories inside the Discord, but those are from like last week or whatnot. I want to see if anything else is happening. James Gunn has shared the first poster of Supergirl due out June of 2026. So here's the new poster of Supergirl. I have to say I haven't seen Superman yet, but if Superman doesn't make 700 million, Supergirl is not making anywhere close to that. Hopefully the budget of Supergirl is not the same amount of budget as Superman. There's a couple of British people in the casting, but J.K. Rowling doesn't have any say in it. She sold the rights and stuff to WB. She made her money. Well, this is interesting. Zangaboss, right? Zangaboss says Star Wars Hunters was no failure despite imminent shutdown. Explain it to me, please. Explain to me how a game that came out and didn't last 1 year. Okay? Didn't last 1 year. Well, I guess it will, but by the time it's done. Okay. Typically, when a live service game is shut down, its publisher's assumption is the game failed to perform in some way, usually financially. Underwhelming performance resulted in discontinuation. Star Wars Hunters, a Zynga multiplayer shooter set in Star Wars universe, is being shut down in October. But despite the lower than anticipated attach rate, Zynga CEO Frank Gibu, butchered it, has said that no failure at all. Speaking with the game business, Frank said that the team of Zynga built a great tech base and a fun game with Hunters, but the game did not emerge as a viable business. Specifically, Frank cites that the lack of organic installs from the license was a contributing factor in an imminent discontinuation. Okay. He says, quote, "We had some issues with how we could explore intellectual property. Could you play Darth Vader or could you not? The sort of thing. And we ended up with the cross-platform game on the Switch and mobile and ran perfectly. It was fun, but it didn't engage over the long term and it wasn't a viable business because you didn't have anybody in the game." What are we talking about? Hey, let's make a Star Wars game, but let's not put any Star Wars characters in there. Let's put generic characters across the board. Hey, you know a Wookiee, right? Hey, there's a Mandalorian in there, okay? Like, you didn't put anybody in there. Now we have an Unreal tech base with some great leads in terms of engineering, developer, and designers. Now we're taking learnings from the Star Wars Hunters, applying it to other shot on goal with another intellectual property. Oh, I know what it is. It's Transformers. It's gonna be Transformers, or it's gonna be DC. They're gonna do the exact same thing. Oh God. Zynga first announced Star Wars Hunters during a Nintendo Direct President in February of 2021. It finally launched in 2024 to announce that the game would also cease to operation in October 1st of 2025, with one final update pushed to all users on April 15th. A PC port for the game was also canceled. But it's not a failure. It's not a failure. We just have characters in the game that no one gives a shit about because there's no Star Wars characters in a Star Wars game. They were all made-up characters in the Star Wars universe that nobody cared about. No failure, despite the shutdown. We're talking about a business, right? We're talking about a business. They made a game to sell a game. It was a free-to-play game, and they're shutting it down because it was so successful. Wasn't a failure. These people, man. I swear to God. Oh, no, it was going to be great. It's not a failure. We're just stopping to support it because it was just too good. It was too good. We had to just stop supporting it. So ridiculous. The new release schedule for Stranger Things is weird. First 3 episodes release November 26th, then 3 more on Christmas, and then the final episode will release on the New Year's Eve. I haven't watched it since season 3. 2? 2. Robert Jones says, I can only time of one game that shut down. That wasn't a failure. I don't understand how they can say it's not a failure and yet close it down. Doesn't make sense. God, I really want to bring this up, but I don't want to talk about politics. It's just fucking stupid. It's not even about politics anymore. It's just stupidity. Steam's wildly unclear new rules on adult content have already seen hundreds of games delisted. Okay. Robert Jones says, do it. Do it. Eclipse says, yeah, Marvel Heroes was in a failure, and they just put out the console port out. Yeah. or was not in failure. Well, here, you know what? Here's a clip.
They've got videotape, and also
Here's a clip. Why not? Okay.
got videotape, and all of a sudden they don't. You know, you have the director of the FBI on this show saying there's no if there was, nothing you're looking for is on those tapes. Like, what? Why did they say there was thousands of hours of tapes of people doing horrible shit? Why did they say that?
Right.
Didn't Pam Bondi say that?
What, are you talking about Epstein or Diddy?
Yeah, Epstein.
Epstein.
The fact that he was like, are you talking about Epstein or Diddy?
Yeah, she said it literally, I think, a week before you had the FBI director sitting here telling you there was nothing, right?
She said something about that there was like thousands of hours of tapes of people doing horrible crimes.
There is. And didn't the FBI dude say that there was nothing?
Kash Patel said there's nothing you're looking for. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to push back.
Right. No, of course. I understand.
Obviously,
I understand.
he's saying what he has to say.
Right.
Mystery surrounds the Jeffrey Epstein files after Bondi claims tens of thousands of videos. Tens of thousands. Jesus Christ.
I'll tell you what.
Chill. Oh, my God. Was reviewing tens of thousands of videos, the wealthy financier with children or child porn. The comment made to
But there's nothing to say.
reporters at the White House days after a similar remark to a stranger with a hidden camera raised the stakes for President Donald Trump's administration to prove it has in its possession previously unseen compelling documents, or just bomb Iran and everybody forget.
So here's the thing, right? It's almost the same. It's the same kind of energy level when you tell me that this game was successful, but we're shutting it down. We got thousands of hours of tape, but there's nothing to see. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. It's just so strange. It's just so ridiculous. I just see it and I'm like, the amount of the flip-flop that's happening. It's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. There's nothing. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions about box office numbers. Don't ask questions about sales. Don't ask questions about bots reviewing stuff. Don't ask questions about anything. Just open your mouth and just do this. Don't worry about anything. Never ask questions. Don't just double down. Make sure you triple down. Robert Jones says, like Paragon wasn't a failure, but Epic thought they could better use the staff and serve for Fortnite. Sure. Yeah, Paragon didn't make money, so they closed it down, put out the code for everybody else to use it, and they'll make money using Fortnite. Don't ask questions. Don't return your steak when it's undercooked. Just eat it. Just eat it. Have you guys seen the big thing that's happening where the babies, they take the babies' AI and they'll do like the podcasts with them? Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's the same thing with like the monkeys and stuff where they do the AI stuff. Gears Up 4, Borderlands 4. Get a bundle of games for $16 on Humble. Okay. The Last of Us Season 3 planned for 2027 and could be the series end. What are they going to do? Are they going to make the story of Last of Us like they did for Game of Thrones, where there was no books anymore. They just made up their own story. Is that what they're going to do for season 3 of Last of Us? Fallout 76 will have more content based on the TV show. Okay. Superman has led to a 513% increase in Google searches for adopt a dog near me. Did they update the box office numbers for Superman yet? Let's see. No. They have Monday. Monday it made 12 million. What's going on, Altern? On a side note, I started playing Grounded last night. Really good. Having a blast with it. Grounded's a very good game. It's a very good game. It wasn't a great game when it first came out. It was a lot of people that gave feedback, maybe even constructive criticism. And they fixed that game over the next 3 years. And when it came out, it's a fantastic game. See what they're doing now, which is really funny because there's people doing tweets and stuff about, well, Superman made 12 million on Monday and 16 million on Tuesday, because the international number is absolutely garbage, right? So they have to enforce the domestic to be like, hey, look, more people are going to see it, right? Let me tell you something. The best thing that's happened to Superman is that Fantastic Four doesn't come out this weekend, okay? Because if Fantastic Four came out this weekend, regardless if it's good or bad, it would suck all the air out of the box office for Superman. Ground has been in beta for 2 years. I played it up until the actual release. Yeah, that's what I did. I played it up until release and never played it since it's released. All right, let me see. Let me see. You guys submitting more stories. YouTuber could go to jail for reviewing third-party game handhelds. Interesting. Okay. We're going to keep some stories for Thursday night for Sarge. I don't even know if there's a show this week. Sarge is on vacation, so I'm not even too sure if he's going to be back in time. So, are dinosaur adoptions up? Waiting for the families staying together for up to 500% after Fantastic Four. yeah, more search results happen with dinosaurs. How to adopt a dinosaur after watching Jurassic Park. Fans think that GTA 6 was teased in an unexpected way. Fans think GTA 6 was teased in an unexpected way. Oh, for God's sakes. What do the GTA fans think now? Let me see what this is. A new music video from Jack Boys and Travis Scott seemingly contains a reference to GTA 6, prompting fans to theorize that the Sicko Mode singer may have also some involvement in the Rockstar game. At the end of the video, for 2000, a car with the license plate GTA 6... okay, has been prominently, not only that, but it also appears to be a Florida license plate, which is noticeable because GTA 6 takes place in Vice City. a stand-in for Miami, Florida, and also have to look for yourself. GTA's reference doesn't necessarily mean anything, but Scott does have history of partnering with video game companies. In the 2020, Scott teamed up with Epic Games for Epic Fortnite concerts, scoring himself reported $20 million. It was also previously reported that DJ Khaled and Drake might also feature in GTA 6 with their own in-game radio stations. Nothing is confirmed yet, but Rockstar does have a history for working with real musicians for their own radio stations, like Roy Ayers in GTA 4 and Frank Ocean in GTA 5. GTA 6 is previously slated to release this year before it got delayed to 2026. So, because of a license plate in a video, it's mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me that Rockstar fans, they like see symbols everywhere. They see clues everywhere, no matter what happens. Okay? They constantly seeing things. Like, you see that cloud in the sky? I don't know if it's something, man, but like that cloud looks like a numero uno, like a Roman numeral symbol of 6. Unbelievable. And I just saw a Grand Theft Auto happen, and I looked up in the sky and I saw a 6. It was amazing. It's like, the fuck are we talking about? Just let the game come out, man. Just let the game come out. Just let it release in May if it comes out. They're like looking at things. I found 6 pennies on the floor next to a car the other day, and I was like, is this advertisement? Is this advertisement by Rockstar? And they took a picture with their phone, and they're like, there's six pennies next to a car. It's Grand Theft Auto 6. It's like, you okay? Are you okay? Don't worry. It'll be fine. You'll get the game. You'll get the game. Ron says the poop in the toilet is a sign for GTA 6. Roic says, what's that movie where a guy sees the one number everywhere and can't get it out of his head? Is that with Jim Carrey? Krabby says, no article yet, but more layoffs coming from the people who made Oblivion remake. Well, they're done with the remake, right? So they would be fired. Eclipse says this game is going to be a way of online. I'll also be rid of that, just like the only way you can also listen to the old tracks is if it's on PlayStation 2 or original Xbox game. Dave says, just look at the flowers. Aren't they beautiful? $2. Thank you very much for $2 for the chat. What was that movie? Was that Jim Carrey obsession with the number 23? Yeah, there it is. 2007 psychological thriller The Number. Yeah, the number 23. Yeah, I was just looking it up, Big Shirts. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's The Number 23. He had a mental breakdown for years. He talked about it. Jim Carrey. That's what happens when you're a GTA fan. Like anything. Windshield wiper goes across the windshield. You're like, oh my God, did you see that? It made the Los Santos map in my window. Is that Rockstar making signs for me? No. No, man. It's not. What next? They're going to see GTA 6 logo in their toast. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, Roick. Matter of fact, hold on a second. We can make that happen. Hold on a second. Let's see what happens. Altern says, I got shot 6 times in Miami on October 6th. Does that mean GTA 6 is releasing on October 6th, 2027? That's exactly what that means, Altern. That's exactly what it means. Yeah. GTA 6 is expected to cost the same amount of money as Grand Theft Auto 5. Budget-wise? Hold on, I'm making ChatGPT make a picture here for me. I don't know how long. Actually, you know what? It'll probably be easier if I use a different program. ChatGPT takes a really long time to make a AI picture. Probably be easier if I use Gronk. No. There we go. It's starting to make it now. Let's see what it makes. No, that's not what I... No, it's got to be burnt. Can you make a picture? Jesus Christ. Make a picture of a piece of toast with the GTA logo. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and Number 33 are the only 2 serious Jim Carrey roles. No, that's not true. He had the one that he did. What's it called? Well, this is terrible. Here you go. There's a toast. It's terrible, but we're gonna bring it up on screen. There you go. GTA 66. It's terrible. What the fuck is this light down here? What is this? Like lava melting? What is that? I love this one that it made. This one's much better. I don't know what toaster oven this is coming from, but there you go. What's the one where the Truman Show? That's a serious one. Then there's, I mean, it's comedic, but it's also like a dark comedy. Then you have Cable Guy, which is pretty serious. There's another one that he was serious in. Yeah, Man on the Moon. Exactly. 100% real toast right here. 100% real toast. Trust me, bro. Yeah, this came from my toaster. This came from my toaster. 100%. Trust me. Trust me, bro. All right. That's going to do it for me. We'll be back tonight for some more video games. I'm not sure if Sarge is going to be playing tonight, but we'll play something. And then we'll be back tomorrow morning for the Daily Grind. I appreciate it very much. Make sure you go check out the album over on any platform, major platform, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon. The music that we play in the beginning of the show is all created, written by me, but made by AI. They're fun little things that we always do based on what happened in the industry or whatnot. So give it a listen. Appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Sunshine, rise and shine. The daily grind is here on time with gaming news and fun galore. We'll chat and entertain once more. The coffee's hot, the mic is on. Jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixels small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hand. We're nitty, tune in daily, don't you miss entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Controller ready, headset too, we've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming all the ways. Controller ready, headset too, we've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming all the ways. Laughs and news, our winning blend, the show with you, our dearest friend. Comments rolling, chats arrive, the daily grind, 5-star vibe. Tune in daily, don't you miss entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Good morning, sunshine, rise and shine. The daily grind is here on time with gaming news and fun galore. We'll chat and entertain once more. The coffee's hot, the mic is on. Jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixels small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hand. Tune in daily, don't you miss